So let's talk communication styles first. Malcolm Gladwell. He's an author, he's a journalist, he's a public speaker. So what's his communication superpower? You can drop it in the chat if you have any thoughts on that, on how you like to receive his writing, right? So clearly it's the written word. How do we know this? He has, about 5 New York Times bestsellers and no TV show. We all have a dominant communication style. So at this stage in our creative process, we may already have a really good sense of where our strengths are as a communicator. And if that is you, then my advice today is to really double down on that communication form. So whether it is you have the gift of the gab and it is very easeful for you to get out of a coaching call or have an experience with a client or in your own practice, just real-time capture the behind the scenes of the insight that you had. And maybe that becomes the content that you start to share on dailies, on Blossom Dailies, which are 90-second short form videos. Perhaps you have like the velvety voice and you are really well suited for podcasting or whatever that is, so, and perhaps it's written, you love to write blogs, you're a very effective communicator in articles, and perhaps you have a book or two. So if that is not you, and you're at the stage where it's like, I don't really know what my communication superpower is at this point, then start experimenting. And perhaps you begin with audio. It simplifies the process a little bit because it kind of takes away the lighting and the ring lights and all of the, what am I going to wear and what's my background and all of that stuff. And it cuts to the core of the content itself. So it's a nice segue into other forms of communication. So today we're going to focus on audios, how to create a quality audio micro lesson. And I've sort of like gone through the process and figured out some hacks for you to share so that I can save you some pain, save you some headache, save you some time, and definitely save you some money. So I hope that that's what you get out of this. The ingredients for this are, you'll need a script. You're going to need a mic, and I'm not talking like super flare, fancy gear. This is like literally Jen told me about this mic last year. I think it was about $15. I have the link to Amazon. I can drop it in here. And it's a headphone jack that plugs into your computer. And that is going to make the world of difference when we're picking up sound, because there's free AI tools available to us that have all of this sound enhancing technology built in. And it's just, I see some nods of yes. So this is what we're going to be covering today. So I'm going to, I think I have the capacity to share my screen, and I'm going to do that now. Okay, where am I? I'm going to move this over. Everyone gets a good view. So step 1, we're going to focus on the audio track itself. Some of you may be very comfortable and familiar with anchor.fm. That's where we are here. And it's essentially, it's a podcasting software, but we're going to hack it so that we can create MP3 files and have the ability to edit those files and add a sound overlay if we wish. So essentially, I have a free subscription here. I created an account. If you can all see my screen, you'll get this page, this landing page. It says create your episode. You're going to take your handy dandy mic, plug it in, and then the default, you can select what mic you're going to use here. So make sure you don't actually just speak into your laptop using the laptop mic. Make sure you're using a hardwire. That's key to getting a good quality sound. And then you literally hit record. It's going to start recording us. And then when you're finished, you hit stop. It's uploading that file, processing. If I were to take one of these prior ones, you can add background music, royalty free. I'm not going to get into that so much today because I'm going to use Canva for the background music, because there's some nice things about this. Limited choice of royalty free music. But what I did want to point out is that if you do use that feature with Anchor, it builds in this transition for you. So you can literally select, here, I'll show you. You can select what song you want to use. Let's say I want something calm. Sounds pretty good. I'm going to like turn that, I crank that right down because I just want something very ambient in the background. Preview. Okay, and then I'll apply that to the soundtrack. But what it will do is it'll start to create, it'll create this transition where the music gets loud, and then when the voice kicks in, it naturally just dials it down for you, and you don't have to worry about that. So once I have I'm just going to move this over here because we can't really see. There we go. You can click on these three little dots. Oh. And here I can edit audios. So if I recorded like a 10-minute body scan and I made one little fumble and I wanted to trim that out, this is where it happens. Like here you can play the sound. Let's say I wanted to take out a little section here. It's literally like split. And then I can delete a section or restore a section and then save it. I think I save it right here. Save as a new segment or multiple segments. So, and that's it. Okay, so let's say we've recorded our 10-minute body scan or lesson guided experience, and now it's time to export. So I've pulled it into the browse section here. Let's say I want this one. I can download the audio, just hit that. So I have my MP3 file, and now I'm going to use Canva, and you can use a free membership or you can use a paid membership. I happen to have a paid one, but as you're probably who uses Canva? Okay, everybody. All right, so I'm preaching to the choir here. So you probably, do you have a paid version or a free one? Free one? Okay, cool.
Hey.
You know how they have the watermarks on certain features, but they have a lot of free, like they have a lot of free options. So you can work within that sandbox and stay with the free one. So I'm going to create a mobile video. So again, this is an audio micro lesson, right? And so it's not heavy on the visual, but I do want like a finished kind of a complete product with a movable thumbnail. So I'm going to click on my mobile video and I'm going to work with a blank template. So here in the left-hand column, we have uploads. You'll see uploads. You're very, very well versed in this. I have preloaded some audio in here. It's actually under video because it just has a black static screen with the audio track underneath it. I'm going to grab that file and just drop it over that blank. Oh, I'm going to move this over. Maybe that's going to be better. Good. So there, I've got a minute.
You're a meditation teacher.
A minute and 37-second audio.
You're a meditation teacher.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I know. Okay. Now the next step in this process is I'd like a musical overlay. I'm a meditation teacher. So I'm going to put a nice ambient soundtrack with this. And guess what? Canva has all this, as you probably know. So we're going to click on audio. And I typed in drone, but here you can search audio for any style of music you're looking for. I like that, like drone, low frequency. I picked out a few. One's a little more funky. So I'm going to take that top one and you can pull it down underneath. C'est voilà. And I'll move this over like this. And move that over to the, about there. And now I can adjust the volume of my underlayer. Now I know some of us are, we have different sensitivities to sound. And so it's good to test this, make it and then like test it with someone and see if, that relaxation effect was achieved. Sometimes I have a tendency to put the base layer a little bit too loud, but you'll see right here, you can adjust the ambient sound. I'm going to go right down to 7. I suggest it's really quite low to start and start there. And then you can do audio effects. I'm moving us over back and forth. I can't find. There we go. So audio effects, I'm going to do like a 5-second fade in, 5-second fade out. You can adjust that as you need. And then here, let's drag this over. So now we have a voice layer. We have an audio layer.
You're a meditation teacher, or maybe a yoga teacher, some sort of wellness practitioner who.
Okay. So the next thing is the visual. And so if we go back to the left-hand column, we'll click on elements. And you can type in, here I was pre-selecting like minimalist, kaleidoscope, modern minimalist. There's like, if you click on kaleidoscope, just for this like ASMR effect, just something to keep your eye busy and relaxed, you can click on videos and there's endless choices here, right? And I can like drag those in and try. I'm going to go back. I clicked on waves and I thought this one was so pretty. So I'm going to use this one. Now this is going to save you some pain. This can be a little bit of a glitchy thing. I don't know if maybe some of you are aware of this, but if you drag this on and let it capture the whole frame, watch what happens. Did you see what happened? I lost my audio track. So frustrating. So I'm going to back that up. Instead, you're going to take that image and you want it to overlay on top of your existing image. You don't want it to take over because there is an actual, even though it's a black screen, it is considered like a visual image. And when you replace one over the other, it's going to take your sound off. Okay. So instead you overlay. And the way you overlay is you just drop it on and then you drag it to size. So I'm going to drag this over. To the frame's edges. And now it's an overlay. And then if you double click on it, I really love this ray of sunshine beaming through the water. So you can readjust, click off of it. Always keep mind of your audio track. It's still there. Sometimes you play with it and you tinker and it disappears. You just hit the back button and you'll be fine. So now here we have an audio, we have a visual, we have an audio, and we have ambient music track.
Practitioner who relies on, or other people rely on, the sound of their voice.
Okay, so now the next piece is text. I'd like to have some sort of text appear on my micro lesson cover. And again, you've got so many choices in Canva. I think this one, it looks very cinematic and I like it. I'm gonna click that on. I'm gonna do that again. You can also like click on it and it centers it for you. You see that? And I'll just call this a 10-minute body scan, for instance. And I can adjust the size. Fine, you can adjust and refine as you need. You can title it here, as we all know, and then preview. So this is my
You're a meditation teacher, or maybe a yoga teacher, some sort of wellness practitioner who relies on.
Okay, so I want to share this. I'm going to click on share and download. And I can download my MP4 video. It is a video, right? It's kind of functionally an audio, but it is technically a video as a micro lesson. And you could make multiple modules of just audio experiences with these thumbnails. It could be the same thumbnail, just titling them. And it would be a very sophisticated, beautiful audio product that you could create pretty quickly. That didn't take too long. So that's it. I also wanted to share a couple of other AI hacks because things have come up through working with you. One use case that's coming up is you have archived content that is, you feel like it needs to be renewed and somehow, and potentially monetized. A good example of this is like maybe you have some old YouTube videos that are audio experiences that sound hissy, but the content itself is really good and you want to just reshoot them or recreate them. There's a tool called Rev. I'm going to grab it in my notes. Where did I put that? It's in my little notes here. What is happening? Can I grab this? Unless you want to put Rev AI. God, how do I move this out of the way? Oh, here it is. Where's Rev? This is the one. Rev AI, this auto transcriber. Has anyone ever worked with this tool? Okay, so you can take your URL from your YouTube link or a file from your laptop directly from your hard drive, and it'll transcribe the script for you. And they have a free service, like you get so many for free. Sorry, I'm struggling here with this chat box. Anyway, I'll drop that in later once I stop sharing. So the text-to-speech thing just allows you to grab text from a recording, and then you can re-record your stuff. So you'll have the script. It's such a time saver. The other thing I wanted to mention was something that was coming up, which is I need to rewrite or repurpose content. Perhaps you were in a partnership with someone else and you're trying to tease out who owns what, but you've created things that are kind of locked into legalities. And you're trying to figure out like IP and all of this stuff, but there's stuff you've written and you just need a rewrite. It's called Writer. This one, RYTR. Actually, I should have showed you this with the Rev. Okay, so I just dropped in some text here. I took that body scan and I wanted to create some sort of like blog ideas from my body scan. So I just dropped it in. And then all of a sudden I've got a 10-minute body scan is a quick and easy way to assess your physical and emotional state. It can be done anywhere at any time without any equipment. And then it says, here's the steps you can follow. Get into a comfortable position, lying down or sitting. Like this took like 5 seconds to do. You can also use it as a tool like for free. I can grab 300 characters at a time. And if there's a phrase I want to rephrase, I just hit it. So here it is, slow, breathe deep, deep breaths can relieve anxiety, stress, and muscle tension. I want to rephrase that. See what it gives me. Taking slow, deep breaths can help you reduce stress. Focus on your breath and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or vice versa. So in 5 seconds, I have a rewrite and I can check it for plagiarism. Boom. Not that it would be, but where is that? There's a function where I can do that. More. Click on more. It's not working for me right now. Oh, there it is. Plagiarism. Boom. Does that exist anywhere? I don't think so. I'm covering it up. No matches were found. Okay, brilliant. So the other one was Rev. This is what it looks like. You can submit a job. This is a free account. You can upload your file or your URL and then hit it. It's going to tell you when that will be ready, how long that job will take to do. And it can save you a lot of time for sure. So those are my parting shots. One other thing I wanted to mention, because it's coming up a lot. I don't know where to start. I start with a brain dump. I have so much content in my brain. Like, what do I do first? We have technology on our side here too, and it's free. You go to YouTube. Let's remind ourselves, this is the second largest search engine in the world. And it's available to us to kind of like hack. So we're going to take this, move it over. Let's say I'm into guided meditations or relaxation. I'm going to search what people are posting, what people are viewing, what's trending. So here I have a list of guided meditations. If I go to filter, do you see that in the top left? Filter. I can search what's trending this last month, in the year, the week, today. But I'm going to show you the view counts. See, scroll over to the right, and if you hit view count, did that work? No, it didn't. Try it again. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it did work. So it's going to order things in order of most views. So we can start to see, what are people searching for and clicking on? Relaxation, sleep music is a thing. Relaxing, wind down, body scan, deep sleep. See all the keywords that are emerging here? 15-minute, super deep meditation, relax. Like, look at this is what people are looking for right now. Let's let go of stress, no doubt. This one is interesting, very specific. Anxiety, OCD, depression, 23 million views. So you can let these search engines maybe be your guide if you're looking for some guidance on what to create first.